AI, it's just getting worse and worse. A few weeks back, Disney and Universal shocked the animation world by announcing that they were actually teaming up to jointly sue AI company Midjourney for copyright infringement. Specifically, they were after the image generator's ability to create images using their licensed content, which, cuts into their IP business. And probably breaks copyright law? I talked about the suit in a video previously, which you can see linked down below, but already, there's been some updates on the side from several different areas. You gotta love now that this is just the norm. AI is just around invading every industry. That horrible, horrible plague that's been creeping into all sorts of creative ventures. Even not attached to this particular lawsuit, more and more horrible AI-generated movies are being made, and it seems like it's starting to get further and further into the corporate mainstream too. Tons of companies are looking to replace their employees with AI, and even directly on my end, YouTube has started recommending me AI-invented thumbnails and titles for inspiration, as if I can't work out what to make. Also similarly involving direct Disney copyright image infringement. I don't know if they do it via Midjourney or what system they work with, but hey, it's meant to be made conveniently for me, but it's only convenient for me to look and laugh and show it to you sometimes if you want. It's a bittersweet thing to see all the time. But fortunately, the technology is mired in controversy, and not just from the workers and artists having their livelihood threatened, but by several big owning IP companies as well, which will hopefully lead the charge. That being said, not all of the updates with this particular Midjourney lawsuit are all good, specifically because there are some updates from the Midjourney side of things. So far, Midjourney has refused to comment on the multi-million-dollar lawsuit, but that doesn't stop them saying something through their project. Specifically because a new AI tool was added to their suite of services, announced just a week after the lawsuit. Midjourney has, despite the onset of these suits, introduced their new V1 visual model. It's a new video generator that, you guessed it, allows them to generate AI-made footage based on what a user inputs. It's similar to other AI generators, and the results are about what you'd expect. Basically, you can ask it to make something and boom, AI slop right there. But this one has a bit more complexity compared to AI generation models of the past, specifically because the software lets its users either animate the image from them based on its own analysis, or try to animate based on user inputted text. It also has things like low motion and high motion modes as well, allowing users to customize their animation, which is a really bad thing specifically if you're Disney, especially with the kind of degenerate animations some users have been making. That said, according to Wired magazine, there's something quite interesting going on with the generator: limitations. It seems that Midjourney has put in place guardrails to stop their new AI tools from generating certain copyrighted content, with Wired reporting that this has stopped prompts based on Frozen's Elsa, Boss Baby, Goofy, and Mickey Mouse, but it would not stop image generation of these characters, which is more or less the main point of the lawsuit anyway. And this does have me worried. I mean, is this all that's gonna come of lawsuits like these? Slight guardrails put on these generators to prevent outputs that blatantly rip off existing IP, only if you're large enough to say, hey, please don't do that? It's possible, but fortunately for us, AI companies also suck at their job. As of right now, it's still possible to get past these filters even when they're applied. Wired magazine was able to generate clips of copyrighted characters behaving in adult ways, like, and I quote, Wally brandishing a firearm and Yoda smoking a joint. I love journalism. And I bet you the code for these filters were probably made with AI, and the whole ecosystem is just coming back to bite them. On a side note, I find it so baffling that people are so quick to just blindly accept AI coding, even though it's clearly still in the early stages and probably needs a human touch. I can't believe people are just like, oh yeah, AI's here now, it works 100%, chuck it out. Where did the brain power go? Either way, even if the AI ecosystem doesn't immediately collapse from this failed attempt, Midjourney has over 20 million users, so you know that given enough time, there's more than enough users that they're probably going to get around the safeguards anyway. Still, as long as copyright infringing prompts can make it past, I doubt the filters will do anything to stop Disney and Universal, among others, from trying to take down the AI models that they call the quintessential copyright-free rider at a bottomless pit of plagiarism, which is honestly quite commendable. The AI tool is also able to animate less extreme copyrighted prompts as well, and of course it can be used to generate new derivative content as well, so long as it's not directly working from an IP. It's a really scary thing, especially because you know that bad actors in the animation industry are probably eyeing this sort of technology as a way to one day replace animators and run on a get-rich-quick scheme for free, standing on the backs of animators that are already underpaid as it is. Worse still, it seems that this AI video tool is pretty cheap to use as well. According to Variety.com, Midjourney's AI can generate an image for only 3 to 5 cents, and the generative AI video output is only 8 times more for 5 seconds of video. So at most, that's 40 cents for 5 seconds of video, a price that the company claims is over 25 times cheaper than other AI on the market. I don't care about the AI rivals, I care about the human rivals. But on that front, it's even worse when you compare it to human labor. 5 seconds of animation could potentially cost hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And this costs nothing comparatively, apart from the environment that's probably burning in the backgrounds of these hot super servers. Still, AI tools have a long way to go. They are nowhere near the detail and power of the human animator, and the backlash has been getting pretty intense too. But sometimes it feels like the animation industry echoes the legend of John Henry, man heroically holding his ground and triumphing against machines, but eventually being replaced in the years that follow. Pixar, in their early days, claimed that one of their great triumphs of their movies was the human element. Even though they were making movies with computerized 3D tools, it wasn't as if you pushed a single make movie button and the computer did everything for them. Every shot was deliberated over. Hundreds of thousands of human work hours went into these projects, and that's what makes them great. But now, we see that human element being removed by tools like this. Single image generation is one thing, but AI video is a whole different level of danger for the industry, especially at this seemingly non-consequential price. And it's all tied into their existing subscription model. Hey there, you made it halfway through this video, so come along and subscribe if you're interested in more AI. Ramblings. I won't make AI content. Anyway, can you tell that I might have forgotten to record this halfway mark last time? Oops. Thanks for subscribing if you haven't already. Let's get back to the second half. Worse still, it's not like you can just animate images generated by Midjourney. The service is allowing users to upload their own images and then animate them from there. Also, as I'm now starting to cover like AI journalistic news updates, I hate that parts of this video are going to start sounding like an ad for these AI tools, but let me be clear, it's certainly not. It's just, I suppose because the only concrete information we have for this software is about how efficient it is when Midjourney's talking about themselves. That's just how it comes across, unfortunately. And I absolutely do not endorse it. You can make an argument for AI tools to assist with the human process, but AI generation, no. That's not for me at all. Press a button to delete the background of a photo? Sure. Entirely recreate that photo from scratch? Absolutely not. The problem is, the only information Midjourney has released following the lawsuit is just new product information. And it's all just so icky. But yeah, the image generation at least is not going to be able to beat out human effort, at least for a while, and hopefully not ever. I really do not want my media made without human involvement. If someone's going to get paid for my viewership, I'd rather it be human creatives rather than a faceless, nameless AI conglomerate. But fortunately, as I said, AI is just not at the point where it can replace traditional animation. And it doesn't look like it will be for a long time. But it's terrifying that one day it might be. If AI can make companies think the art form of animation is obsolete, we may well be truly doomed as an industry. Because at that point, the amount of AI slop we'll see will dwarf anything actually decent that could possibly be made using these tools. And that's completely disregarding the awful ethics of it all. I mean, we already see services like Spotify pushing AI bans. My Google Drive wants to summarize my own folders to me. Emails are saying, oh, we'll write this email for you. Thanks, but you don't even know what my name is half the time. And the lines have been more and more blurred as companies cram in this AI service that no one really wants to use. It's a serious crisis going down. Can't wait for it to crash with the rest of the recession. And on the Spotify front, there have been heavy debates on whether the Velvet Sundown, for example, is an entirely AI band or not. They've denied it, but they've been flagged for it. Either way, they're on a major platform and getting promoted. And the same could be true of AI slop content in animation going forwards too. And this just has me disgruntled. And not just because I'm a YouTuber rivaling against AI slop YouTube shorts too. Thankfully, we're still at the stage where we can just sort of side-eye it as the weird, unsuccessful cousin of content. We're really reliant on lawsuits like Disney and Universal to solve this kind of problem and regulate AI, especially when a lot of world governments have no interest in doing anything about it. In the UK, it's at least slightly better. There are murmurings as well with EU and AI usage. But yes, it's terrifying that Midjourney is still staying this course, despite Universal and Disney's team up against them, as if to imply they already feel bigger than those two titans combined. And unfortunately, this might only be the tip of the iceberg of AI as well, especially in the US. In a supremely dystopian move, specifically for the case of the United States, we mentioned a little bit of the big beautiful bill last time, and that's still continuing. You probably know this, but legislation has updated a little bit over time that will now block new AI laws from being made by states for 5 years. The only exceptions are laws that protect kids or copyrights. So hey, at least those are in that sense moving, and that's relevant to this. It was originally supposed to be 10 years with no exceptions, that's what I mentioned in the last video, but that's warped as it's moved on to other stages of government. And that's how the American legislation machine works, I guess. I hate that I know so much about your guys' politics. It's not meant to be relevant to me. But in this so-called big beautiful bill, which has either passed or failed, I'm not sure at the time of making this video since it's in the future, but at least has moved further through other stages, the US government has showed, at the very least, where its priorities lay with AI. Specifically that it's looking to expand it. Even though, according to all the studies I've seen, it's absolutely making us dumber and dumber. But that's a whole other rambling about critical thinking, child education, over-reliance, and just some real next-level Black Mirror stuff. I can only feel blessed that I haven't fallen down that pipeline yet, and presuming the fact that you're watching this video and presumably watch more of my channel stuff means you have a little bit more, you know, basic common sense and an ability to analyze and critique. So hey, we'll get through all of this together in some form or another, even if it does end up being an us and them situation. God, I hate that rhetoric. If AI is here to stay, we need to find ways to push back against it. Lawsuits like the one put out by Disney and Universal are a great step in the right direction, but what else is important is ethical consumption. Trying to make sure you're watching as little AI as possible is the best way to really hit them where it hurts. And judging by how much AI slop YouTube shorts there are, and how few views they usually get if you're not Quebblequop getting bad PR, it's nice to see that probably in that sense it's going in the right direction. Like, I don't know anyone that uses the Google Drive summary, and all the different AI names are just synonyms for inconvenience as far as I'm concerned. Or at the very least, if AI is just that invasive, trying to support people who do things the right way. That's probably all we can really do for right now. The only AI content you'll see coming out from me is me talking about AI lawsuits and articles like this, but I don't ever plan to fall down the AI-generated rabbit hole. Hopefully, all this AI development plateaus at some point as supply suddenly realizes how little demand there is for it, in some aspects. But as with any jumping technology like rocket ships or computers or mobile phones or printing, there's no way to immediately know. We'll just have to wait and see like the tiny guys we are on the side anyway. Yay. And I'll keep grabbing screenshots of clear copyright AI infringement to send to Disney one day in case it pisses them off. For now, my name's been Daz. Thank you very much for reaching the end of this video. Do tell me your thoughts on AI. Maybe I will make a full video rambling about the Google Drive folder summarizing AI. In a way that's entirely human-made, of course. I'll think about it. And I shall see you all in a little bit. Cheerio.